All right, round 3. Definitely have a keep here. Nice hand. I guess we go Apprentice into Druid, though, instead of Automaton. Because ramp is more important than 1 extra damage. That's good too, actually, but we'll play the Apprentice here. Blue-black. Poisoner, okay. So we can attack with Apprentice. But it may actually make more sense to leave it back to block the Poisoner. I think it does. Because we don't want them to get this servo. Although, oh. Huh. If they attack with the poison, maybe it doesn't matter. We'll get in there. So then we'll play the Druid. So next turn we can go Implement and Welder Automaton. If we had to discard a card, what would we discard? Well, I guess here is the question. Probably the Implement, I guess. So 4 lands. I guess we can play Infiltrator and just swing for 2. Or we can play Infiltrator and leave up defense. That might actually be better. So let's just, I guess, swing with Apprentice. This way we have some protection. I might just have to be willing to trade an Infiltrator for a Poisoner. Not that I'm thrilled about that, but... Okay. So we can play Welder Automaton, and then we can swing with Apprentice and Infiltrator, which I think we'll do. I'm willing to trade a Blossoming Defense for a Defiant Salvager that's been pumped. So we'll take out the Salvager, trade off our guy for the Poisoner, and pass. Got Hunt the Weak too. Nothing to, certainly not to be overlooked here. We can fight something with a 3/4, which is pretty good actually. This can only become a 3/3 right now too, but I guess the problem with fight spells against blue-black is you really got to be careful when you use it. Wow, you know, this is actually, I've done a lot of Aether Revolt drafts. This is the first Diabolic Tutor I've seen played. Sky Skiff. Not bad. So I think we just swing with Automaton and Apprentice. I'm willing to trade my Welder Automaton for a Augmenting Automaton. I guess we can play this Skiff pre-combat just in case they have something for Welder Automaton, so it guarantees they still take the 2 damage. I'm not sure that matters. I'm not entirely convinced that matters, but we'll get in with Apprentice and Welder Automaton. They'll take 4, and then we'll play a Torch Gauntlet. So I'm not going to Hunt the Weak this inflatable thing because I feel like whatever they just tutored for, I more likely want to kill. If I can. No guarantees I can. Maybe if I Torch Gauntlet plus Hunt the Weak, it gives me a better shot at killing it, but I assume if they're playing Diabolic Tutor, they have a bomb. You don't really play that spell unless you have a bomb. Salvager, okay. Hmm. 3 lands up. Not super safe to play the Hunt the Weak, so I'm not going to. Instead, we're just going to... I think we're just going to go over top. Although, I guess we don't even have to do that, do we? Let's just activate the Skiff. And we're going to equip the Gauntlet on the Apprentice. Could have Rush of Vitality, but they're not doing it. All right, guess we pass. Prism. What did they tutor for? That is the ultimate question. Multiform Wonder, okay. So that one makes sense, because that is a bomb. So they can make this... They can bust their energy to protect it from Hunt the Weak, right? So I can do a 5/4 on this. And then what's their play? They have 3 energy to use. So they can pay 2 energy and give it -2/+2. But then that's still fine with me. I think we're going to just do it. Because they can also buff it and give it lifelink. But we want to get the Wonder off the board. Like that much is obvious to me. So let's just hunt the Wonder now. And their choice is keep the Wonder alive by using 2 energy. In which case we still get to swing with Skiff. I think they're just going to keep it live, is my guess. Like I said, I also don't mind trading. But remember, if they just keep it alive... Okay, so this is actually fine too. Because we're getting the wonder off the board, which I think is pretty important. Yeah, like that's actually okay with me. I mean, they got like a pretty good deal there, but that's a 2-for-1 I think is actually just worth it. So let's get in with the skiff. Okay, it's pretty good. 3/3 lifelinker is going to be difficult to beat, to be honest. Scrounging Bandar is going to help. So I can go Bandar, Gear Smasher, or I can go Bandar, equip Automaton, and swing. So why don't we just equip Automaton, swing first, and then play Bandar? Okay. That's reasonable. Is there no way for me to put counters on the... No, I can. I think. Or maybe I can't, actually. I keep forgetting. Because this triggers at the beginning of my upkeep. So at the beginning of my upkeep, that triggers, and I can't activate the Sky Skiff in response. Is that right? It might actually be right. I'm still going to play Bandar here. I can't stop during my untap either. No play, so upkeep, activate. See, the weird thing is, it is curious to me that I can't activate the skiff. So I can never get Bandar counters on my vehicles. Is that right? It seems so strange to me. Like, why can't I activate it now while this is on the stack? I don't know. It does seem very strange to me, though, that I'm not able to do that. Like, I feel like I should be able to do that, but I can't. And I don't know why. I mean, it's tough. I don't know how to do it. And the problem is I need to do it. Like, I absolutely need to do it. And I can't. I can't do it, and I need to. Man, that's tough. I wish I knew what the issue was. Because I can't crew it now, right? Well, I can't do it. So if I can't do it, I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I guess we'll make this be bigger than the salvager. So then we just kill him? What? That's so weird. That was like the weirdest game ever. So kind of like I thought, I can't put Scrounging Bandar tokens on vehicles. But my opponent did not have to die there. I'm glad that they did, but they certainly did not have to. So they have good stuff in there. Like Multiform Wonder definitely justifies Obsolescence at least. I would say over Creeping Mold. We don't need to bring in Creeping Mold. But we're definitely bringing Obsolescence. Because I think that... I think there's probably a good chance there's more artifacts in there anyway, but I'm much more comfortable bringing removal spells like this in against bombs, against decks that are slower anyway, like what our opponent's doing, slower. What do we want to cut? Maybe the Implement of Combustion can go. It's not that it's bad, it's just... I don't need it. It's either that or the Torch Gauntlet, but I think Torch Gauntlet's actually more important for our deck than Implement. Like, Implement is some card advantage, but we have no Revolt in this deck, and I don't know. It just seems like we can probably cut it. I still want to keep the Awakening. It's one of our few late game options. Definitely keeping this. Is a nice hand, actually. You know what's funny is Inventor's Apprentice and Implement aren't actually that great together. They do essentially the same thing, I guess so. It's not like they're bad together, I should say. In fact, they're just fine together. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just, it's kind of weird how they work together, I should say. So we are going to use the Implement on the Apprentice to get the extra card. And it ends up being a 2-3 anyway, but then our next artifact makes it a 3-4, which is pretty good. Puzzle not, so that makes sense with the Multiform Wonder. Scry 2, I should have seen what they did, actually. They topped and bottomed. I guess it doesn't really give us that much information, though. So now we can just play the Verdant Automaton instead. And attack for 2. So next turn we can go Gear Per Guide over Gear Smasher and Implement. I guess we can do it post-combat. It doesn't really give us any advantage to pre-combat it. So if our opponent has some sort of... If they have Yahenni's Expertise, I guess that's pretty harsh. But then wouldn't that have been what they searched up when they Diabolic Tutored? I mean, it's pretty safe to assume what they searched up with Diabolic Tutor was Multiform Wonder. Okay, Gear Per Guide goes down. We're still beating in hard here. So we can go Gear Smasher plus Implement. Guess we'll do that. And next turn with the Implement we can hunt for with a 4/5, which is pretty big, pretty beefy. Okay, the Multiform Wonder again, I assume. Which I don't think is going to be enough at this point. So, Scrap Trawler is pretty good too. Let's just crack our implement on the Apprentice. Draw a card. Obsolescence is a great draw. So then we'll smash with everything, play the Trawler and pass. So if they're just banking on that Multiform Wonder again, they're done. So we'll get rid of it. All right. So we ended up getting the draft, surprisingly. This round 3 was very strange. But I'm happy to get the draft. I didn't think, like I said, I didn't think our deck was like insane by any stretch. But I said all the pros and cons of it at the beginning, so you understand how the deck worked. One of my lesser synergistic decks, but still came together nicely. We tended to curve out pretty nicely most games. Basically in match 1 is the only time we really flooded. Other than that, we managed to pretty effectively curve out, and which is basically all we had to do in this format, it seemed like, or these matches, I should say. Just curved out nicely, and the opponent couldn't keep up. Round 2, that's right, our opponent could have killed us, and they dropped the ball in game 2. Gave us the opportunity to do Xaxes lethal. So, a couple fortunate wins and a couple awesome wins. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back for more. I'm looking forward to Amonkhet. I'm sure you all are as well.